dream work started in Western culture, at least we know about it, about 3,000 years ago, when a tradition began in Greece of healing by way of dreaming. And that was based on the presence of the first great known physician. His name was Asclepius. He became a legend and then he became a god. And his sanctuaries were all over Europe. And in these sanctuaries they did all kinds of work which we would now call conventional medicine. They would do surgeries and they would give medicine and they would do cleansing and diet and all these kind of things that now we call conventional or integrated medicine. But the one thing that was done in all the sanctuaries over 1,000 years was dream incubation. And the way the dream incubation would work would be that people would go to these sanctuaries and they would sleep in a place called an abaton. And the abaton means the inaccessible place. So dreaming in the inaccessible place made the inaccessible accessible. So I've always been very interested in the relationship between imagination, dreaming, and body, and the way that if you begin to focus on physical illness, then images begin to come and begin to arise that are important for the body to respond to. And it's a kind of a healing tendency we all have. So the body knows how to heal itself. I started because of my own physical illness that would never go away, and then through my analysis it actually disappeared. So what heals us? In modern day, the research that has been done on what is called the placebo effect has shown that imagination has a tremendous influence on health. From the time when in Western culture there was not only this notion that there was a body and a mind as realms of reality, but there was a third reality that was equally real, and that was imagination. Imagination was seen to be a real realm. And then over the last 800 years, imagination became the opposite of reality. But the work that we are doing with imagination goes back to that tradition that imagination is reality. It's another form of reality, but it's just as real as physical reality or as mental reality. Then we develop ways these days to access imagination, and we do that by way of flashback. We use that way of implicit memory through which you can flash back into the imagination and go back to the time when you had the dream and really feel back into the dream, and then we start to work the dream in the way that we've been doing. The philosophical tradition that we are now using very much in the work is the notion of complexity theory. And complexity theory says that if you move to the very edge of order and you move to the place where you're almost in complete chaos, that is the most creative place. And that is the place where there is most information coming in. And the way that you can do that is by creating a network that has a great deal of multiplicity in it, many different places that are connected. And as you are in that network, the more places that come into that network, the more chaotic it will become. But if you can create an optimal network that gets a lot of information coming in, but not that much that it becomes chaotic, then you can get a very creative network. And that's what we're trying to do in this dreamwork. When we anchor particular emotional and psychological states in the body, and doing several of them, something new begins to emerge, and that's what we're interested in, this new way of being that hasn't been there. We're so focused on the dictatorship of the rational that the others don't get a chance, but maybe there will be a revolt. Who knows?